Another great day, beautiful day. A little warmer today than yesterday, but still a great day, still a great day, still a great day. Another week. Hope you started off your week very very productive in life. Uh, Hope you making the right decisions, whether it be for yourself or for your family. Making the right decisions is all that counts. You know, a lot of people view success as a lot of people view success as you know having a lot of money, being rich, being wealthy, and I believe the older I get, the more wise I get about life, the more I go through different situations, uh, that I didn't plan in life, and things go the opposite direction. The more I'm, uh, you know, the more I think about success differently. You know, I feel like success is basically financial freedom. It's not just necessarily having all the money in the world, but success is having financial freedom, uh, doing the things you love to do without worrying about where the next paycheck will come, where the money will come. And I strive to do that, as I speak, you know, strive to do those things. But yes, it's about, financial freedom. That's the way I seek success. I didn't know my battery was this low, so I probably ain't gonna stay here too long. But yeah, I view financial freedom differently, success differently, because you know people can have all the money in the world and they still feel like they are hopeless in certain situations, and so yeah, that's what I see. And from the title, knowing when to pivot in life. A lot of people uh, they stick with a certain thing. They stick with a certain idea of life. You know, you may be on a 9 to 5 job that you really don't like, but you feel like you have to stay there because that's what you have to do, to survive. But you have to know when to pivot, know when you've given your time to something, and the time is up. And so you just got to know when to change the direction of your life or change the trajectory of your life in order for your life to be more productive, because you don't want to live your life. You go through so many years of life and you regret what you do. How you doing, all around YouTuber? How you doing, Cassandra? Yeah, you're going around life and you regret what you do, regret the things you do. How you doing, Kakachi FF? Kakachi FF. But yeah, take advantage of life. Life is precious. Take advantage of the opportunities that you have in life to be successful. A lot of people, like I said, they waste time doing things they really don't want to do because they feel like they have to do it. The wheat should quiver when they're nice. But yeah, knowing when to pivot in life. Also, if you want to support this channel, $ Open Mind Convo. I'm not yet monetized on this channel, but if you want to support this channel, you can send to my Cash App, $ Open Mind Convo. Again, appreciate y'all for being in here. But yeah. Yeah, knowing when to pivot your direction in life is very important. Knowing when to pivot in life is very important. Because sometimes you'll stay at a particular spot for too long, and you've wasted time, and then you try something new and it's better for you, and you were like, wait a minute, I should have tried this years ago. I should have tried this a long time ago. And so, you know, I always know when to pivot, you know, in life, you know, when to go the other direction, you know. That's like, you know, that's like on a basketball court. You know, you may go a certain direction on the basketball court, but you gotta know when to switch in order for you to get to the basket, or your team to get to the basket. And so it's very important to know when to change directions in life, because, you know, you always gotta figure out where your life is headed, you know, the patterns of life and stuff like that. And so, what's up? Again, appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all for watching this video. Again, appreciate y'all for being in here. But I hope y'all got something out of this video. Hope y'all got something out of this video. You know, please subscribe to this channel as well, so you be updated on my latest content. But yeah, knowing when to pivot in life is very important. Very important. You know, a lot of people, they stay on jobs for a long time. They stay in certain situations for a long time, and then they finally decide over years to switch, and they realize their lives was a whole lot better, and they say, oh, I should have switched early on in life, you know. And that happens a lot to people. They found out that this other way of life was a whole lot easier than they imagined. So you know, continue to search for your purpose, you know, search for your dreams, your opportunities in life, because you never know where those opportunities will come from, you know. You never know where those opportunities will come from. You know, continue to search for those opportunities, that perfect opportunity of a lifetime, you know. Sometimes we let emotions get in the way of progressing. Sometimes we get so attached. You know, it's natural to get attached to certain things. How you doing, Don Vay? We get attached to certain things in life, and we're afraid to let go because we don't know what's going to happen. You know, that's very natural. That's very natural, you know, in life, you know, to be very attached to something, and you're afraid to let go of certain things in life. You know, that's very natural. You know, it's a part of life. But we have to learn to let go so we can see the fruits of our labor, you know, to see what we are capable of, you know. We are, you know, humans are, we are able to learn so many different things at one time, but sometimes we are afraid to exercise our knowledge. You know, sometimes we, you know, like they said, we only use a certain percentage of our brain, but what if we use a lot more percentage of our brain to navigate through life and discover, you know, what we're really here for in life. You know, what's our purpose in life. You know, that's the fascinating thing about knowledge, about the human mind, the mind of, you know, the human mind. You know, we can tap into so many, I should say, superpowers. You know, superpowers that we have, but sometimes we don't exercise those things because we're afraid. But again, appreciate y'all. What's up, Michael? Again, appreciate y'all for being in here. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please subscribe. Thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's a little hot out here, but it's a little breeze a little bit. But again, appreciate y'all for being in here. Like I said, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Also, if you want to support $ Open Mind Convo, the link is in my bio as well. If you want to support this channel, feel free to. Feel free to support. But yeah, knowing when to pivot in life is very important. Knowing when to pivot, knowing when to change direction of things, because sometimes, like I said, we get so attached to a way of living, and we don't want to change directions. We want to stay where we are. You know, sometimes it takes risk when we change directions. Sometimes it takes risk, you know, and it can be a frightening thing, you know, especially if you have a family, you have people that you support. It's you know, it's a frightening thing sometimes to pivot. But again, appreciate y'all for being in here. Appreciate y'all for y'all comments. But yeah, what you mean is coming out. Again, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hope you have a blessed day. And yeah, knowing when to pivot in life is very important. But again, appreciate y'all. You can leave a comment if you watch this later. If you watch this later, feel free to subscribe to this channel, and I'll talk to y'all guys later. All right, peace.